one thing I realized, and I heard somebody else say this recently, them same red flags that you ignored in the beginning come back later with friends. And
Ooh.
bro, when I heard that and I reflected back, I was like, they right, bro. Because you seen a red flag from the beginning, but you was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. We can work past that. That was your problem right there. That was your problem.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Flip That Switch. I'm your boy, B to the Sis Naive, and we back with another episode. Today, I got my boy Jonathan in the building with me. Jonathan is one of my boys I've been rocking with for a long time. I've been knowing Jonathan since like 2013, and we've been rocking with
Yeah.
each other, been cool with each other, connecting with each other, and we went to the same church for the longest. That's how me, him, and my boy Doug, who you guys saw that I did another episode with, that's how we all got connected through church. So good guy, good fella. And I was like, man, this is the perfect opportunity to bring him on because this topic that, we getting ready to discuss just really suits him and
Yeah.
kind of what his experience is and what he's been going through. So say what's up to the people, Jonathan.
What up, though? What up? What up? Jay Miles, Jonathan Miles, man. That's me.
Yeah. So the topic that I want to talk about today is, has the dating scene dried up? And,
Mm.
you know, I've been off the market for a very long time, right? And so I can't tell you what the dating scene looks like because I ain't out here dating. Because again, I'm married and, I've been married. And so that's why I was like, let me get Jonathan up in here to kind of talk to us a little bit about what the scene is looking like, what
What
to
it look like?
what to look for, red flags, having discernment. So we just gonna dive into all of that.
Yeah.
So without further ado, Jonathan, what's up, dog?
What
What's
up, big dog? What
good?
up?
Man, chill it, bro. Chill it, chill it.
Yeah.
You've been single now how long?
Too long, bro. Too long. Too long, man. But a long process of that was it was more so me. Um, for a big while between 2013, I don't know, it was 2020 maybe,
Yeah.
2018, 2020 maybe.
Wow.
That was more so just me undoing a whole bunch of generational curses. Because
Mm,
basically, a lot of my pain or a lot of my baggage, I'll put it like that, a lot of my baggage came from my environment.
okay.
What I learned from seeing my parents, and then they got divorced. That was just always clashing kind of thing. And then got grandparents, same thing on both sides.
Yeah.
And then neighborhood I grew up in, Highland Hills, that's where I'm from. Same thing, school you go to. Then when you start your club scene, all the chicks I ran into, man, they come from the Grove, they come from the Cliff, they come from other parts of the hood.
Hmm.
But it didn't matter what hood they came from. We all had relatability. We all knew how to navigate in toxicity. We all came from bad backgrounds and whatnot. And
Wow.
so it wasn't until um, my last breakup, that's when I started to go to therapy, and that's when we started to pull back the layers, and I started to see like it didn't matter what relationship I hopped in, I was always gonna be me, that version of me, that version that my parents and my grandparents had molded, even whether it be intentionally telling me to do something or unintentionally that I see them do.
Yeah.
I will pick up their habits. My sisters will pick up their habits, and we would start to navigate based on what we unintentionally learned, and we would carry that into different relationships. And as far as going to your question, is the dating scene dried up? I don't believe it's dried up. I don't believe it's dead. But I truly believe the dating scene today is exposing everybody's pain right now because
Ooh.
once you go through the healing process, then and you can see all the layers of you that was unpacked, and you got to purge that version of you off, and you got to learn a new version of you.
Yeah.
um I can start to identify it in other people.
Okay.
So I can see the hurt me within them. So when I see them on social media, everybody complaining, you see these women with these crazy standards, you see these red pill dudes, it's all walls that they hide behind because of their pains.
Wow.
So instead of trying to renew their mind, scripture says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. All of them are conformed to the world and the experiences that they have experienced or in their dating scenes and whatnot, and what they've experienced from their parents and stuff like that. They just packed it all in and swept it under the rug, not realizing it comes out in the new relationship. So instead of dealing with it, going to therapy and dealing with it and unlearning what they've learned over the years, they would just carry it with them. And at the wrong time, it'll come out and they're trying to blame other people. It's your fault, your ways, your red flags. This is the reason why the thing's not working, not realizing, no, it's you. Until you
Yeah.
realize it's you, your dating scene is not going to change. It's just
Dang.
repeating the same old, same old.
Same old, going through the same cycle. So, what's different? So, obviously, because earlier you mentioned you've been single for a long time.
Yeah.
Um, what has changed over the years between when you first got single and started dating to the dating now? Like, what are the different phases that you've gone through that you can say, okay, it's different than it was back then? Because back then, and again, I've been out the game for a long time, but I do know that at the point that I was single, it was I wasn't trying to date with intentionality, right? I was trying to date to, get what I can get, So like I would be at the day parties, I would be at the club, I would be wherever the women were, and I wasn't looking for anything serious at that moment because I just had got out of my relationship, right?
Right.
So talk to me a little bit about your singleness from the time that you got to your relationship, and how have you progressed, or I mean, if you've regressed, how is it from then to now?
Well, I'm going to go back to your question. When you said what changed, nothing changed. I
Okay.
changed.
Okay.
That's all it was. Because I mean, just like what you said when you was in the club scene and whatnot. So
Yeah.
when I was in the club scene, that was around the time where I was carrying the most baggage. That was around the time I had the most pain. That was around the time I had the darkest hours. I'll put it like that. And
Yeah.
so what I realized is that broken people are the most chaotic,
Mm.
and they navigate to chaotic scenes as a coping mechanism. So for me, I gravitated, like me and all my bros at that time, every single one of us was going through something. So we turned to each other. And when
Hmm.
we turned to each other, we put our heads together and we would go drinking. We would go hit the club. We go chase a female.
Yeah.
Same old, same old. We trying to numb the pain, but by the time we break away from each other and go home, it's still there.
Ugh.
And so when we chase all the females in, the scary part about it, it's probably going on today, but the scary part about our chaos is that dating was easier then because we were magnets to the women that had their own chaos.
Wow.
So
Who
we
can,
were in them and they were in us.
hold on. Before you go, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Because you're dropping nuggets that you don't know you're dropping right now. You said that we were chaotic,
Hmm.
so we were magnets to women that were chaotic.
Exactly. And you
Wow.
see it today. You see it today. Look, here's the thing. Women today, I mean, it was baddies back then, but it's baddies today.
Facts.
We
Yeah.
we thought it was physical. It's not. It's mental. Because when you look at how many baddies that move a certain way, they dress a certain way, they move a certain way, act a certain way. How many of them married though? When you see the modest women, those are the ones that are married because modest women have a wife mentality. Scripture says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing."
Right.
But wife is a mentality. It's not a title. It didn't say he who makes a wife finds a good thing.
Right. Right.
So you ain't gonna see no baddies married. And when they are, it don't last. Look at what Cardi B and what's the other girl named Ari and all of them baddies. But you
Yeah.
look at the attitude that come with it. That's a
Yeah.
baddie mentality. Mentality. Think of that.
Yeah.
Really, they
Yeah.
can't last because their mind is too chaotic. The baddies are too chaotic, caught up in the world. It's not until you see that husband that finds a wife, a woman that maneuvers like a wife, you know. And so, chaotic women. When I was in the dark place, dating was so easy because I went in the environments of other people that were in the dark place. We all went to the club. So you want to talk about hookup culture? That's been around long before social media. We've been hitting the clubs. I used to be in the club 5 days a week. What was
Man.
it, Friday through Tuesday? Now my bros was in there every day. I couldn't do that. When it'd be Friday through Tuesday, I'm in the club. Wednesday, I'm sobering up. Thursday, I'm getting ready for Friday. That's how it was for like three to 4 years straight, bro.
Duh.
Eventually, it got old, but even though it got old, I didn't know how to get out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until that bad breakup that I went to therapy because I'm not gonna sit up here and point fingers at her. Yeah, she played her part, but I played mine. I wasn't nothing gonna change until I changed.
Until you, yeah.
And so I had to face all the pain that one of the big things, one of the red flags that I would see in the chaotic women was versions of my mom.
Okay.
So my mom was, she learned she learned that she didn't want to be like her mom because my grandmother was like a very sweet lady, but it seemed like she was being dominated by my granddad. So my mom subconsciously became my granddad. She became tough. She became, dominant, and she always had an attitude, and it was my way or the highway, and there was some manipulation in there and stuff like that. So each woman that or girl at the time that I was dating, it was a version of my mom,
Mm.
and who I had no power, in my relationship with my mom. So the things that I couldn't say to her, I would say to them. I had a bad attitude, bro. Like who for these past 10 years, bro, not even close to what I was, bro. But that's just the healed side of me. That's a side of me that has more peace today versus the side of me back then. It was dark, and I knew it was dark. Like I didn't see a physical dark cloud, but I knew there was a dark cloud over my head everywhere I went, and I was like a magnet to all good-looking women. You hit up what was that? Level 5, you hit up Shay, you hit up Flo, you know what I'm saying? You hit up
All of them.
man,
Yeah.
yeah, they there. And it's
They,
like you didn't even have to work
nah.
because I
Mm.
put like that. I was a magnet to them. Like my darkness was a magnet to them, and the conversations, the interactions, it'll be good one minute and it's dark the next, and then the next day you back at the club doing it all over again with somebody else.
Yeah.
But here's the funny part. Now that I'm healed, things get challenging
Mm.
because what I realized looking at myself and a few women that I've come in contact with, all the healed people are homebodies now. They find more peace in solitude at home, and if they're not at home, they're in the boring places. I'll put it like that. So all the chaotic people want to go to the club, the turn up scene,
Right.
because
Right.
they trying to numb the pain. They drinking all the time. They smoking all the time. They trying to numb the pain. But the
Yeah.
people that got peace, coffee shops, they at the park, yoga spots, bro. They in restaurants like wine tasting and stuff like that. Me myself, I'm always in the cigar spot. Now more women starting to flock there. We in places that reflect peace. We are not in no chaotic spots. Like we might, dabble for like a birthday or hey, we ain't been out in a while, let's go catch up, that type of thing.
An occasional turn up.
Right. But the ones that's always in there, it's a reason. Every time you see their Instagram or every time what they social media or whatever, Every weekend you see the same people dressed up going to the same places doing the same thing because they trying to numb that pain. They're like,
Mm,
it's too much to bear. I need something to drown it out. I
hmm.
need noise to drown it out. This is why I can't go to clubs like that because when I want to catch up with y'all, if I want to catch up with a lady friend or something like that, we can have some like live music playing in the background, something
Yeah,
peaceful,
yeah.
jazz music or whatever. But like I enjoy the conversation, I enjoy the connection, I enjoy the depth of the connection. But you don't get that in no clubs though.
No,
We ain't come here for that.
nah. Your environment always, to me, determines the connection, right?
Yes, yes.
And it's a good thing that you mentioned that. So actually, it's funny. Like you just dropped a nugget. What I don't even think you understand. So for y'all out there, that's first of all dating, right? A date is not going to the club. A date is not going
Nah,
to. That's just not a date. Like Jonathan said, man, you want to be at a coffee shop having a coffee. That way you can have some intimate conversation because the problem that we are, or not we, because again, I'm not in the dating thing. I didn't mean to say we. Let me
right.
strike that. The problem that people are running across is that they are not spending enough time connecting with other people. You so worried about how good you look and wanting to look good and bringing a representative for this man or for this woman. You're not really taking into consideration the fact that I need to have a conversation with this person and figure out if this is somebody that I can even go to the if I could even go on a second date with.
But you gotta understand though, they do that on purpose. They don't want that connection. They don't want that depth because it means they gotta open up and be vulnerable.
Mm,
People that have pain, they don't want to be vulnerable. That's why they put up these walls. That's why they put up a facade. I want you to look at the glitz and glamour or the smoke and mirrors because I don't want you to see me. I
uh,
don't I don't want you to see my pain right now because a lot of people that are going through pain are not trying to go through the healing process because it means I got to open up bigger wounds and deal with it. It means I'm going to be crying. I don't want to do that. It hurt enough when I cried in private. Now I gotta cry with somebody in front of me now. I gotta deal with this with you asking me all these sharp questions that's cutting deeper and deeper. Now I
hmm.
don't want to deal with that. I'd rather just put the smoke and mirrors and put up a wall. We can just have platonic surface level conversation and try to build a relationship off of that. But that's what we're seeing on social media right now over and over. When you see the women complaining about men and they got these standards and men not being consistent. When you see the red pill dudes over here talking about ain't no good women and stuff, I mean, here go. This is something that's been on my mind. It's two things.
Talk to
It's
me.
two things.
Talk to me, bro.
All right. So, I mean, the question. It's a good question. When men be like, "What do you bring to the table?" And then you see the women that say, "I am the table." All right. Well, first, that I am the table answer is stupid for one. Because
Yeah,
I mean, imagine you saying that when you go to a job interview. What do you bring to our company? I am the company.
I am the company.
Thank you. We're done here.
All right.
All they're saying is I don't know my value, so how can I tell you what I bring? That's all it's saying.
Ooh.
But here's the thing. That's just to the women. That was short, and that's to the women.
Right.
That question, what do you bring to the table? I'm more pissed off at the guys, and the guys don't realize they're exposing themselves when they ask that dumb question. Because well, it's not a dumb question. It's a great question that you should never ask a woman. You got to ask yourself. See, when she sit down across from you, what is she bringing to my table? Because everybody's bringing something.
For sure. For
Now,
sure.
you might not know what to look for because you haven't gone through the healing process and developed the wisdom to know what to look for. So when she sit across your table and you asking that question, what does she bring to my table? Because she gonna bring something.
Oh,
Either
for
she gonna bring value or she gonna bring chaos. But you got to know how to identify it.
yeah.
So the thing is, and here's the thing that I stand on with people in general, male, female friends, family, dating,
Yeah.
is the scripture that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Mm.
So if you sit across the table with me, and I got a cheat code, anytime I meet with somebody, I always pray to the Lord first. All right, Lord, who is this person? Show
Oh
me their
yeah.
heart the way you see their heart. Lord, come in this conversation and direct it so that I may have understanding and that they may have understanding, but show us both who we are to each other. That's
Yeah.
my cheat code. I got a relationship with God. That's my cheat code. But
Yeah. Yeah.
when they sit down and we start talking, I pay attention to what you're saying and what you're not saying. Because you're going to tell me this much of your story, you're going to leave a big old gap, and then you're going to tell me this much of the story. So I'm going to sit back and watch. I'm going to chill,
Yeah.
you know,
You observe it,
but I'm going to pay attention to everything you say.
Oh, for sure.
Because once you get comfortable, you're going to start
You
filling
go.
in them little gaps.
Oh, hold on. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Cause time out. Time out. Time out. Time
Yeah.
out. Time
Go
out.
ahead. Go ahead.
Y'all, listen to what this man just said. This is for people who are dating with intentionality. We're not talking about the people that's dating just because it's fun or something to do or it's a hobby. We're talking about the people that's dating with intentionality. When you sit back and you observe, because what's going to happen is that I don't know if whether y'all going out for drinks or what, but once they start getting comfortable,
Yep. Yep. And see, that's what they when I say they try to put them walls up and they try to use the smoke and mirrors to show you, oh, I'm this person. Let them get comfortable. And that's the main reason why a lot of them don't want to go to coffee shops and don't want to go out for ice cream and wine tasting in little intimate places because conversation gonna get thick.
ooh,
Conversation gonna make you real relaxed. And now I get to see who you are.
it's kind of like the person that's being interrogated, and at
And they
some
feel that way
at some point they gonna slip.
every time.
They gonna show you something.
Every time.
Attention. Pay attention.
But you can only pay attention when you've done the work on yourself first. Because if you haven't gone through the healing process, you'll be just as surface level as them. And
Yeah.
both of y'all out here trying to hide something. Now, my thing is, I used to think this way in the early stages. Well, before I started my healing process and in the early stage of my healing process, I used to think I would never open up to a woman again because all she gonna do is weaponize it. She gonna use it against me. Whatever vulnerable information I give her, she gonna use it against me because I've experienced that.
Hmm.
And I've been, and I think most men I've talked to have all experienced that. But the thing is, now I'm like, I'm in the healing process and I know what I'm looking for. I know I'm looking for, a safe space, but a safe a safe space comes from a peaceful person.
Yep.
So this woman is a peaceful person. She's done the healing in herself and she's living in peace. I'm over here living in my peace and all we're doing is sharing peace with one another. So I'm quick to be vulnerable with a woman just so you can show me the red flags.
Wow.
Because once I open up with you and I see what you do with the information I gave you, cool, we done here. It's all respect. You go your way, I'm gonna go mine.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna keep being vulnerable with you and all you're doing is using it against me, or I'm vulnerable with you and you take my information and you go share it with your people. Like I opened up to you.
Right.
I put you on a trust level, and I go by trust levels. Some people say you don't trust people. I trust people on different levels. Everybody start out at level 5, and if I trust you more, that number gets higher. If I trust you less, it drops, and I tell you a whole lot less.
So wait,
But
you date. So you're saying when you date and you go out with somebody, everybody starts at 5. Every
everybody,
Okay. So let me ask you this then. So what's level 0 to 5 then? If everybody's starting at a 5, is there even a such thing as less than 5, or 5 is just like?
oh yeah, yeah, that's definitely less than 5
But you're saying you're giving
because
everybody the benefit of the doubt to start at 5.
absolutely friends
Okay.
too,
Okay.
friends, family, dating. It's because that's the reason why I have deeper relationships with certain people
Okay.
because the people that complain to me that I got trust issues. They got an issue with the level that they on. That's all that is.
Yeah.
You a level 3, but you want to be a 7. You can't handle 7. You couldn't even handle 5.
Right.
And 5 is the default. I meet everybody on 5.
At 5. Yeah. Okay.
So you messed it up and got down to 3 or 2. Now, if you get down to 1 or 0, I mean, I'm trying to watch my words. I don't mess with you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's just, hey, what up, bro? That's it.
Okay.
We not opening up. You trying to engage more? I'm pulling back more.
Okay.
So if it when it's a woman, I mean, for a woman, if you go below 5, you go to 4. Don't even worry about it, bro. Don't even worry about it.
Don't you worry about it.
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, we
I
good.
don't trust you. I don't trust you with my heart. I don't trust you with my life. I don't trust you with my mind, bro. You cool. You good. That's how it is.
You good, beloved.
Right, right. That's all it is. So
No,
yeah, I
no, for sure.
definitely don't. If I can't trust a woman, there is no dating. Just keep it cordial.
Yeah, yeah.
If
No,
you at a 5, there's no dating. For a woman, if as far as I can go with you is a 5, which is default, then we just keep it cordial.
yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Let me ask you this, bro. Like, so what are some of the red flags that you have looked for when you've been out here dating that you can maybe share with? Because again, this is kind of one of those things where sometimes people just don't know what red flags to look for. They don't know. They don't have the discernment to be like, okay, you know what, this person did this, but is this a red flag for me? Is this something I can overlook? So kind of talk to me a little bit about the red flags that you kind of look for, man, when you're dating, to be like, okay, you know what? I know this ain't even gonna go to a second date.
That depends on the person.
Okay.
It's all, just an individual thing. Like you might have certain things that you look for. I got certain things I look for. So the certain red flags I see, trust is a big one. Like trust is a big one. Not only with my information, but if I feel like, and trust and respect tie into each other.
Okay.
So basically, best way to put it, man, I mean, just for people to understand the things you wouldn't want me to do
Mm,
that would offend you. What make you think it'll fly if you did it to me?
I love it.
So
I love that.
if you, I mean, if you claim you want to be serious, if you claim you dating with an intentionality, dating for marriage, not a wedding, marriage, then you got to respect the person you marrying.
Mm,
So what I look like, I'm with you, but I'm entertaining others.
mm.
That's a no-brainer. A lot of people like, you know, when they're doing it, it's not a big deal, but when it's done to them, it's the end of the world.
Always, yeah, yeah.
So you need to look at it from that standpoint first.
Yeah.
So I see somebody trying to get at me, but if this was the person I'm with, and I see them entertaining somebody trying to get at them and they start entertaining it, how would I feel about it?
Mm,
So would I get upset? Like, dang, why didn't you check them? You with me, but you entertaining that. You didn't check them and let them know, hey, you need to move around. So why would I do it? Why would I tell somebody else to move around when you won't do that for me? It's a level of respect.
absolutely, man.
So now, since that level of respect has been just disqualified, why would I trust you?
Yeah.
So why, I refuse to be like, oh yeah, my woman going out with her homegirl, but I know you won't check the guy that's trying to get at you. So if I know you won't check, if I've seen it myself, whether it be in public
Yeah.
or through DMs on social media, through little comments on social media, you know, I ain't the type to go scrolling through people's stuff. I'm just assuming.
Right. Yeah.
But if I see you entertaining other stuff over here, And then you be like, oh yeah, I'm going out with my girls this weekend. I'm not finna be worried about, dang, I wonder if she doing this, wonder if she entertaining that. Can I trust her kind of thing? If I start feeling like that, we don't even need to be together, bro.
Right.
Let's just draw the line. We cool. I believe you attractive. You believe I'm attractive, but we can't go no further than this because I don't trust you. And I don't want you feeling that way about me. I want you to know that, yeah, I'm gonna check that over there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not available. Or you ain't even gotta say that. You just ignore it, keep walking. So what if they get mad? I respect my man so much and love him so much. Well, men need love, but respect is higher than love in my world. It goes both ways. A lot of people just see it one sided. I want what I want,
Yeah.
but it's not about how am I serving my person? How am I honoring my person, male or female? How am I honoring you? How am I respecting you? How am I, standing in for you? It has to go both ways. If we only see it one sided, then we'll miss everything. And
Right.
a lot of red flags, bro, like for me personally, if you disturbing my peace, you will never be my peace because I got my own peace. And I love my peace. I love my solitude. But if you disturb my peace, bro, that's another red flag for me. If you just chaotic, always gossiping, always dramatic about something, unappreciative, um, lack of accountability is a big one. I'm tired of hearing that so much because it's just floating around social media so hard, but it's true. Lack of accountability and lack of appreciation. If you don't reciprocate the energy I'm giving you, that's another red flag. If I feel like it's one sided and I'm giving you more than you giving me, I hate the word ghosting. I hate it because they put a title on it. It never had a title
It
for so
never had
long.
to. I don't know who came up with that, put that on there, man. It's like,
But
dang.
I truly believe you don't have to explain yourself, bro. Like they know what they're doing. You putting in the work, they see you putting in the work, they're taking advantage of that. And if you just up and disappear, you know what you did? I
Right.
used to disappear on boy. And I tried to take the grown up route and actually tried to talk with, a female, let her know, hey, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking, this is the logical thing. Trying to communicate like they say, but they don't communicate. So I say, bruh, my strategy was working before. I'm gonna start disappearing on y'all again. What you mean? I'm gonna protect my peace. I'm gone. You know what you did. I'm not gonna have no conversation. Like,
Wait,
no.
wait.
For what?
So what, you just stopped texting, stopped answering the phone and all that?
Absolutely. Look. I've told some. I've told some. All right, here's another thing that people have issues with. We have, I'm recognizing this in a lot of people, we have abandonment issues.
Yeah.
So we have abandonment issues and we deal with it the way that we deal with it. So some people, when it comes to abandonment issues of people disappearing out of their life, they try to cling harder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that guy. I'm the one with my abandonment issues. I got to deal with it. This is something I'm still, working through now. I
Yeah.
cut you off quick because if it looked like it's going in that direction, I'm like, oh, okay. And I let them know in the beginning, I'm working on it, but this is what I do. So if it looked like my efforts is not being reciprocated, or if it looks like it's not being appreciated, if it looked like everything is one sided, we instantly go back to being strangers. I'm not gonna cuss you out. I'm not gonna argue with you. It's just if things get silent on my end, I don't respond back no more. I look at you like a stranger. If we meet each other in person, it's just how I handle that or how I've been handling that. I'm trying to change that. But because one of the things I do, I burn bridges quick, but I need to cut that out. I've learned stop burning bridges with people. I'm like, all right, I'll work on it. But
No,
my
that's
my
good.
my coping when it comes down to if I feel unappreciated, my abandonment coping mechanism is I would just completely just go cold on you. Like you won't even know I might pop up on your mind, but you won't see me. Like I don't post on social media, so you gonna wonder what I'm doing. Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing. I don't see nothing on there.
Right.
But I will straight disappear on you, bro. It's like, nah, it's all good. I warned you in the beginning. So I guess we go back to being strangers because apparently what I was doing wasn't appreciated. So I go ahead. No, I respect your space. You go ahead and find somebody that match you. I'll find somebody that match me. It's all good.
Hey, the energy's got to be there. Like,
Absolutely.
when you talking about matching, bro, like that was the number one thing for me when I started dating again. Before I met Destiny and got married and stuff, the number one thing for me was energy, bro. Like the
Yeah.
energy has to be there because I cannot be the person, like I can only carry the relationship or the conversation for so long.
Right.
I'm gonna do it for a minute and then I'm gonna start looking like, well, wait a minute,
Right.
she ain't
You feel
matching
like
my.
you're talking to a wall.
Yeah, it's like I'm talking to a wall or I'm talking to a 10-year-old. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And
Yeah.
for me, it's like, nah, we have to be on the same wavelength. Like we may not agree on everything, but the energy has to be there. Like you have to
Right.
match my vibe, man. Like
Yeah.
I and what ends up happening is that when you start dating with intentionality, you literally start looking 3 and 4 and 5 steps ahead. And
Absolutely.
I don't mean from a standpoint of like, okay, I want to meet this person, I want to get married, I want to have kids. Yeah, you have those goals, but when I'm talking
Yeah.
about looking steps ahead, I'm like, okay, you know what? If I was to get in front of her family, would this work? You start thinking those steps ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Start looking at if I bring her into my world, if she brings me into her world, how would this work? Kind of
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
Exactly. That's another thing that I'll say as far as like, look at how he or she treats their family.
Absolutely. That's one thing that I had to learn. And I got better with my family. And once I started seeing my relationships strengthen with my mom, a lot of the conflict resolution and how to deal with people, my thing is if I can do it with my mom first,
Hmm.
it, it, everybody else, it don't even matter. So whatever I can do with my mom, oh y'all ain't nothing to me. So I pay attention to my relationship with my relatives, cousins, sisters, my parents, and then based on my strength with them, I start looking at other people. Does yours at least look like this or better? If it
Yeah.
looks like, oh, we all in conflict, and I'm like, are you not the peacemaker? Can you not be the peacemaker? If not, it's because you probably don't have peace in you. So if we get into it, you won't try to attempt to be the peacemaker. You're gonna be, hey, your petty level on this, so I'm gonna be on this.
Yeah.
Nah, I attempt to be the peacemaker. So the tough conversations, hey, look, out of love, I got this to say to you. But, you know, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. We can move past this. I do that with friends, family, or whoever, bro. But if I don't see her trying to be the peacemaker, then it's like you might disrupt my peace if I bring you over here.
Mm.
Or you might elevate it. You might put fuel to the fire. I don't need that. I
Nah.
don't need to try to put this fire out with along with other fires. Like, who's gonna be my partner? Who's gonna help me put fires out? Like, yeah, I ain't with if you, bro. I'm big on my peace.
No, for sure.
If you look like you finna, you finna, hey, I shouldn't see no flames around my peace, bro. Not even a speck,
Nah,
bro.
it's cool. It's funny that you mentioned it because you talk about bring over here. It's like, dang, can I bring you around my family?
Thank
Because
you.
here's the thing: if I bring you around my family and you over here cussing and going off and doing all this and doing all that, that's it. Like
Let
that's
let
zero tolerance, dog.
let me
Like,
tell you this, bro. I was out with this. This happened twice too. I was out
yeah,
with this girl, and we went out catching up. We had the coffee shop and everything, right? So okay, we went out for brunch,
yeah,
and the spot chill. They got live music going on. She's a bubbly person. However, like I said, conversation.
yeah.
Y'all start once they get comfortable with you, then the real them come out. That representative gone.
Over with, dog.
So mind you, bro. We sitting, we talking, music playing and everything. She's starting to open up. Then that hood side started coming out. Look, I like mine a little hood. I like them from the hood and elevated to sophistication. I love that.
Say that again. Say that again. I like her from the hood, but they've been elevated with
she,
sophistication.
yeah, she elevates into sophistication. So she both sides, bro. She
Right.
understands this and she understands that. All right,
Right.
but this one right here, man, look, she started getting comfortable. She started talking.
Yeah.
She started explaining some stuff. She cussing out like crazy, and I'm like, look, I can see this table over here. I can see this one over here, and they enjoying their coffee and their food. But I see them look over. Oh boy, she embarrassing the hell out of me right now, bro. I'm like, that type of conversation. If we was at a sports arena or a loud sports bar, go ahead. Everybody in here doing that. We at a coffee shop where it's chill, peaceful.
Ooh,
You don't match the environment right now. And
nah.
it and you got older ladies. Just out of respect for the people around you, you got to know how to have your inside voice.
Yeah.
She didn't know how to do that, and
Mm-mm.
so I see the older ladies over here, black
Nah.
ladies too.
Yeah.
Ah, because now
Yeah.
that's a double. Older black women looking at these black two young folk over here, and the one you hear cussing is the girl,
Man, it's the
and
woman.
they looking over here, and the other one turn around. I'm like, God, bro. I'm like, I wave it to her. Hey, bring it down a bit. Bring it down a bit.
Hey, you hit her
That
with
happened.
you hit her with that subtle. Hey, hey, hey.
Bring it down. Bring it
Right.
down.
Right.
Bro, this happened twice. So I'm like, nah, bro.
Mm-mm.
The first time it's like, okay, maybe she didn't know. I don't know how you don't know, but it's just not in you. Put it like that. That's why you don't know. Then she did it again a whole nother time.
Yeah.
These are 2 different days, bro.
Yeah.
We went out a few times, but these are 2 different days, and we in environments to where you gotta be chill, bro. She
Mm.
was cute, but it was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Can't
this
do
ain't
it.
gonna be it, bro.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Can't do it because I mean, it's that wisdom of maturity, bro. Like you gotta be there. It's gotta be in you, and that's why I go back to that scripture. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So
Mm.
what's in you is coming out of you, and everybody see it.
And to be honest with you, we ain't on that type of time to be having to coach people and like you
Right,
can't you can't coach a person that's been in the hood all their lives, or I take that back. You don't really have the time or the patience to coach a person to get to the level where you need them to get, right? So it's like it's not that I don't have anything against that person, but that person is for somebody else. It's just
right.
everybody's for somebody, and like you talked about earlier, the chaotic for the chaotic. She has
Hmm.
to be for somebody, and
Right,
you wish her nothing but the best. But the type of time that we are on, we don't really have the time to be coaching and trying to, we can, if we see some promise, we can help elevate you. We can help build you up,
right.
but we don't have time to coach you from the bottom up.
But
We
you
can't.
gotta want it though.
You gotta. That's too. That's true too. Because I can't tell you. You know what? Maybe you want to use your inside voice because we're in a coffee shop. Like, come on, man. Like, that's something that's not even. You know what I mean? That
You
goes
would
without
think.
saying. Yeah.
You, but that brings me to another thing that I had to realize about me. Going back to something else you said, talking about red flags. See, when I seen that the first time, maybe that was the time I should have acted on it. All right. This to all the people who can identify red flags, but you ignore them,
True. Yeah.
bruh. Because one thing I realized, and I heard somebody else say this recently, them same red flags that you ignored in the beginning come back later with friends. And bro,
Ooh.
when I heard that and I reflected back, I was like, they right, bruh. Because you seen a red flag from the beginning, but you was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. We can work past that. That was your problem right there. That was your problem. Because, male or female, if you see a red flag in that person from the beginning and you try to ignore it instead of address it, it's coming back with friends later. And Yeah, that's what I started seeing, man. I was like, because it went from this to a list. Like I literally made a list, and I was like, that was my fault, man. Like I should have just left it alone, bro. I should have just been like, you know what, we good just at this length. We can't go no farther. I shouldn't try to go no farther,
Right.
but I ignored it, and that list started growing. I was like, so you got all these issues with her, and you let it drag out to this point.
You let it drag out to this point. And you know
Yeah,
what? And this is the last thing I'll say about it. You really have to pray for God to show you, not only to show you the red flags, but you need to be praying to God about what your red flags are.
that's a good one.
Because if you don't, anything is going to be a red flag to you when in all actuality, it's just you being, you know what I mean? So like the littlest thing could be a red flag. Like, I don't know, for example, you dating somebody, maybe you stayed over their house and they left crumbs on the counter. Oh, this is a red flag. And it's like,
Right. It's not a
you
big
can
deal.
be like, hey, that's not really how I do things, but like, so
Yeah.
I would say you have to be praying about God to show you what your red flags are. And then,
Hey,
and then from there, you need to ask God, okay, show me these red flags in people and don't let me ignore them. Don't let the physicality or the fact that he's telling me he loves me or she's telling me she loves me or she's walking around Coke bottle shape. Don't let that like interrupt meet my red flags. Don't let that overtake what I think is a red flag. If this is a red flag, this is a red flag. Let me really zone in on that and act on that and be like, you know what? This is not something I'm willing to accept, no matter what you say or how you look.
I want to add to that. The for one, God will definitely show you the red flags.
Yeah,
It's just you have to be obedient enough to listen, to act on what he's showing you.
facts. Yeah.
Now, when you said the question you said was, guys, show me my red flags. Is that what you were saying?
No, show me what my red flags for the other person would be.
All
That's
right, yeah,
an
that
example up of
as you said that and it sunk in quick, that's a dangerous question, bro. That a lot of people go, because here's the thing, by him showing you what would be your red flags in another person, he gonna end up showing you stuff you need to deal with. So you can't see nothing in them until you deal with you. So all the stuff that you've been running from, all the stuff that you've been needing to deal with, and he been trying to get you to deal with, once you deal with that, then you can identify red flags in other people. But that's a scary question, bro.
what does the Bible say?
Because he gonna put the reflection on you.
Before you look at the speck in that person's eye,
That's true.
plank out yours. You have to though. But so
You
so
do.
here's the thing. This is what it boils down to. This is for again. This is for people who are dating with intentionality. The mature individuals out there.
Yeah,
When you're looking for someone, there are things that are going to be shown to you about you.
definitely.
Because in order for you to really seek that person out and find that person, you have to make sure you are positioned where you need to be and that you're set up to be able to receive what it is you're looking for. You can't receive what it is you're looking for if you're not ready. Goes back to what you were saying. If you're chaotic, you're going to attract a chaotic person.
Thank you. I was literally about to just sum it up that way. The reason why you're having all these issues in your dating life is because you're dating yourself. That's the reason why you keep going through these bad breakups, having all this cheating situation and stuff, is because they showing you who you are. You are dating you.
Yeah.
All of these character traits are in you, and that's the reason why it keeps repeating. It won't. It don't matter what country you go to, you're gonna run into that person again because it's in you. It's a part of you. It's part of your character. That's the scary part about it, and people don't want to face that.
You know what? We can go home on that. Hey man, look, I appreciate you stopping by, bro. This was
Yes,
this
sir.
this was good. I mean, that sums it up right there, y'all. Like
Yeah.
you got to make sure you right before you get out here and seek. That's just as simple as that. And you got to date with intentionality, and you got to be aware of the red flags. Like,
Absolutely.
that's just what it boils down to. So, hey
Yeah.
man, appreciate you, man. This was I appreciate this. I appreciated this conversation. I really do, because
You
a
and
lot
me both.
are you know they're out here, they're dating, and they just don't. I mean, they just not having any luck. They're not having any success, and I mean, what was said today hopefully can help and inspire somebody, because I know it's rough out here. Well, I don't know, but I know from what people tell me that it's rough out here, and
Yeah.
people need to understand, man. Like, this is not nothing to play around with. This is not a game. People who are seriously in their dating phase to try to find someone, you can't be playing no games, man. This is serious business. You trying to find
Yeah.
your life partner.
Right.
Like, this is major, man. This ain't nothing to play around with. So
Right.
I appreciate your insight, man, and make sure y'all follow us at Flip That Switch on IG. And if you can't
Yes,
watch us, you can also listen to us wherever you get your podcast at Flip That Switch. And so, Jonathan, I surely appreciate you, man. And
yes, sir.
we gonna see y'all in the next episode, and we out. Peace.